Hello everyone. First off, thank you for taking the time out to view my film critique on the film The Devil Wears Prada, and I'll be speaking on application of human systems. The film was directed by David Frankel in 2006 and produced by Fox 2000 Pictures. My name is Casey Crane, and I work currently in the operations department as a senior services advisor. And I'm going to be introducing complex systems, which are known currently as nonlinear dynamics or the complexity sciences. They are very much concerned with the understanding of systems functioning. Complex systems also present ways of thinking that are challenging in relation to human actions and organizations. Some even argue that they are not scientific, but radical rethinking. More so, they are paradoxical systems that operate in chaos, that move in both stability or instability with coherent patterns. Complex response process theory is when organizations are not thought of as systems. The thinking is moved more so to second-order thinking involving social processes and concerns with participation from organizational members. In the film The Devil Wears Prada, you meet Andrea Sachs, who goes by Andy throughout the movie, played by Anne Hathaway, who is determined to find her footing and make a name for herself in the world of journalism. After recently graduating from Northwestern University and being a previous magazine editor, she is very hopeful that her career will take off in New York City, even though that there is fierce competition. Andy applies for a job as an assistant to the editor of Runway magazine for the most powerful woman in the world of fashion, Miranda Priestly, played by Meryl Streep. This position is one that young women would kill for, literally. Andy is not even into fashion, nor does she even know who Miranda Priestly is. Now, she's about to enter into a strange world where everyone is obsessed with haute couture, posh offices, being super overly obsessed with their job, which she'll see that in the chief assistant, Emily, played by Emily Blunt. During the interview, it's obvious that Andy hasn't a clue of the fashion world, but Miranda sees something in her, something special that she likes about Andy, and she gives her an opportunity. She was up for the challenge. Andy soon finds out that working for Miranda is a high pressure, high level of stress and commitment to do everything perfect and to be 10 steps ahead of Miranda. She has very late nights and early mornings. Her newfound job even though she still has a passion for being a journalist, she quickly realizes it's making an impact on her relationships. Andy begins to doubt her success and if she's good enough to handle the pressure. The only person who sees that she has potential and something special and wants to help guide her is the Runway magazine art director, Nigel, played by Stanley Tucci. And he lets her know off the bat how lucky she is to be working there at the magazine for Miranda, and that it is responsible for some of the greatest fashions around the world. And he also reminds her that if you're doing well with Miranda, your personal life is falling apart. Miranda does use her power. She's tough. She's a straight shooter to control and hurt people. But she's eventually faced with her own obsession of success and the nature of the person she is. Complex adaptive systems are broken down to organizational structure, system agents, and self-organization. The structure of Runway is Miranda is an intermediary. She's powerful, and the interactions between her and her workers are very large distance, and she does not seek the opinions or ideas of anyone else. It is solely Miranda and Runway. It's her vision and her way. System agents include her team of Andy, Miranda, Emily, and Nigel. And the different departments, such as the editor department, the art department, and the fashion department, they are all parts that make up the whole of Runway. Self-organization, Miranda is head. She's a trendsetter. She's the organization's head. She leads everything. All the strategic changes, all the strategic decision making is solely Miranda. No one else's opinion matters. You begin to see in the complex response process of the organization and The Devil Wears Prada. And they are paradoxical perspectives of friendships that are very complex. Nigel, he wants the best and he wants Andy to succeed. So he does share his knowledge of the fashion industry and gives her insight of the job. He goes and he shows her how to style herself and just tips that will make her being an assistant to Miranda go smoother. Now, Emily helps Andy more so through actions of observation. Emily is someone who sees herself as the next Miranda, so she's not willing to help Andy be successful because she wants Miranda to see that she can do everything. And then Miranda does trust Nigel and his accomplishments, but she does not express them, but she does see the great things that Nigel does contribute to Runway magazine. Conflicts arise through the reflection and reflexive aspect of the complex response process. When Emily loses her first assistant position to Andy because Andy begins to excel at her job. And then also it changes the shift. The shift changes when Miranda betrays her friendship to the person that has been most loyal to her, Nigel, and gives the job position that he has applied to both her foe and his. And it showed the complex response in wanting to maintain full control and power over the magazine and any entity of the category of fashion. Now she is starting to see how the obsession to her success has even proven her disloyalty. Presentation, I hope you enjoyed it. And in the words of Miranda Priestley, that's all. In conclusion, The Devil Wears Prada expresses the idealistic woman of the modern age who possesses organizational control as well as strong interpersonal qualities. From the management point of view, the themes of leadership, management style, and power, and organizational structure are analyzed and displayed in the film. The movie offers lessons of life that also showcases vulnerabilities of both the main characters, Andy and Miranda, in many ways who are much alike and wanting to be successful and accomplish great things and will do anything to conquer it. It promotes the work ethic, sacrifices that some make to achieve societal expectations.